Hello there, hello all. Welcome to this session of APIs 103, development with an API first approach. And here we have today with us, I'm your host, Shivam Jha, and we have today with us Achal Mishra from Postman. And just before we deep dive into our awesome journey of today, let's just take a moment or two to quickly invite over Achal and to learn from her what's the API first paradigm that we're going to talk about today, right? Okay, so over to you, Anshul.
Sure. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the session, and thank you so much, Shivam, for inviting me. First of all, I'm Achal Mishra. I'm currently a student community manager intern at Postman. Apart from that, because communities have a very special place in my heart, so you can find me delivering technical talks, workshops, delivering study jams, mentoring and judging hackathons, and yeah, everything involved with communities. So, but yeah, today Shivam is going to take the session, and he requested me to be here and just show a guest appearance, so I'm here. And today, Shivam will be covering a lot about the API first approach. In case you are someone who is not really sure about the API first approach, or I think you all must be already have some idea about the API first approach. That is basically it is a development approach that considers application programming interfaces, that is our APIs, before anything else. So that is exactly what we are going to do, and we are going to cover a lot of things, which of course Shivam will be taking which Shivam will be explaining. So yeah, over to you, Shivam. Best of luck.
Okay, so thank you so much, and thank you so much, Anshul. Thank you so much for those words. And before we start, just a few things more. So what we're gonna do today? We're gonna do some coding stuff also, right? So I'll be starting with the slides and PPT first. But for the reference, for a quick reference, this is the GitHub repo. This GitHub repo of mine contains all the coding stuff that we're gonna do today and that we're gonna need. So what I'll do is I'll quickly copy this and send it to you guys in the chat section so that you may go there, fork it, right, and start with the yeah start with the coding that. Now, thank you so much, Achal. Well, so let me quickly share my screen. I hope it's visible, right? Now, what we're going to learn today, we're going to learn about API first development. When I talk about development, development means in a real sense development, right? The full fledged coding stuff and how we're going to implement APIs before anything, right? So, let's begin. So this is again, first of all, very much thanks to the HackSlash community to give me this platform, right? So that I'm present before you guys with this awesome session for today. And thank you HackSlash for this opportunity. And thank you Postman again. Thank you Postman for giving me this opportunity to be one of the student leaders from Postman, right? So I'm Shivam Jha. I'm a Postman student leader at NIT Patna. And so student leaders are basically, it's a cool thing. It's a very cool thing where you get to learn from the postman developer people about this API first development, and then you can propagate that learning, that knowledge into your community, into your fellow college mates or batchmates. So we'll be diving that also, that how can you be a part of the postman, right? How can you be a part of postman student community and guide your fellows into the API first development. But before that, so what's our mission? So our mission is that we are hired as a developer, right? We are hired as a developer, and the company that has hired us expects us to make an API, right? An API which will communicate between the database of that company, right, and the front end blog website. So when I talk about a blog website, what generally happens in a blog website? People go there, right? People start creating people start writing articles, and topic wise, I mean, there are obviously, if there are articles, there are topics which that article can relate to. So what basically happens is, for a particular user, right, for a particular user, this article is saved into a database somewhere, okay? And now if suppose I want to retrieve an article from a particular user, or I want to retrieve an article which all the articles which are available on the homepage of the blogging website, let's suppose. So what I'll do is, I can't simply go directly to the database that the company has, that the blogging company has, and I can't simply ask the database, okay, a database query for me all your data entries. No, there has some protocol to be followed, right? There is a middleman which has to work communicating between the front end website, the blog, the request which I have made to get the articles, and the backend database. So what, as we saw in the last session, what this middleman is, this middleman is nothing but APIs, application programming interfaces. Now, that's our mission, to create an API, such API which communicates between a database and an article website. Okay. Now, what we'll learn today, we'll learn about first points, creating schemas and generating collections or mock servers in Postman. So Postman is an awesome platform. You'll get to create your API schemas. API schemas are basically the point of truth, right? They're the only source of truth for an API. There is nothing above API schema. There's nothing below API schema. Just an API schema for a particular API. Okay. Now, secondly, what we'll do is we'll be building a web app, right, that calls APIs with Node, Express. You'll get to learn this. We'll be covering what's Node, what's Express, HTML, and JavaScript, right? Third one will be translating the workflows. So this API schema, right? This API schema is an kind of abstract thing. Okay. So this is an abstract thing, and the thing which we're gonna do today is not just to do the abstraction. We'll actually implement that. We'll bring that abstraction into the coding part. So we'll be translating our workflows into the code. Now the fourth point will be debugging our app using Postman. So Postman also helps us to debug the API, right? That whether the API is making correct calls or not, whether my server is executing properly or not, sending me the correct response codes and stuff like that. Now, our agenda will be: point one, creating API schema and generating collection in Postman. Point two, creating web app with Node Express. Point three, encrypting databases. We'll be using MongoDB database, right? And we'll be using the local version of MongoDB. So this MongoDB client, local client, should be installed in all your systems if you wish to follow along. But you can as well use MongoDB Atlas, because it's basically nothing much. Just you need to create an account and get an authentication key for a project. So that's much of it. And the fourth one will be trying out building a strong recommender web app, right? And web app which returns me the particular articles that I ask it from. And fifth will be obviously Q&A session. Now, first of all, we'll be taking just a moment or two to introduce Glitch here. So Glitch is what? Glitch is a server. Now, what a server is, let's suppose that all the coding stuff that we have done today, that will be done only in our local systems, right? But while migrating it from our local systems to the World Wide Web, we need a server. Servers are basically cloud providers who provide platform as a service, PaaS. So platform as a service includes infrastructure as a service, right? It will provide you the VMware, the virtual machines, right? It will provide you the runtime, the databases, everything along with an interface to interact with it, right? So platform as a service is Glitch, a web server. Now, what is Glitch? Is a free collaborative editor that you can use in a browser to easily create web applications. You can just serve right on the go. You can type along, and then it's ultimately served at once. As you type, you just click save, and you can see the changes in an instance. Glitch is used by major companies like Slack, Microsoft, and of course Postman for prototyping. So we can use Glitch as our platform for hosting, but this is ultimately dependent upon you whether you want to host other services like that, like Heroku, right? Like Replit. So these are some awesome, cool stuff which are also there. Now, quick facts about Glitch. So for Glitch free tier, so you have features like ability to create full stack apps, deploy as you type, right? Just click save and it's the changes are propagated. Unlimited static sites and integrated with GitHub as well, and prettier. So prettier is just a plugin to prettify your code, to do the indentation stuff and all. Now, limitations: apps fall asleep after 5 minutes with no use. So, but this limitation is something which can actually be bypassed. I hope that you guys have might heard about Uptime Robot. So, Uptime Robot, what can be done is, let's suppose we made a glitch server, right? Our app is running. We'll go to Uptime Robot and we'll create an uptime monitor check there. Let me quickly do it. Yeah, is my screen visible? I mean, can anyone quickly confirm in the chat whether my screen is visible or not? Is my screen visible? Clear? No lag as such? Visible. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we'll go to Uptime Robot. This session is going to be quite a roller coaster, man. Okay. So there is the school Uptime Robot that we have, and what it does is, let's say, yep, logging in. Okay. So you can see here, this is an add new monitor button. So what this add new monitor button does is, it creates a robot which basically sits there for you 24/7 for doing this uptime check. Like suppose I'm creating a new monitor, right? So this monitor type will be an HTTP request, suppose HTTP secured request, and a name. Suppose my name would be my glitch glitch app, let's say, right? Oh, I'm so sorry, my glitch app, right? And URL will be that hosted URL. I have not created till now. After the coding stuff, if we're gonna deploy it, we'll give that URL for our glitch server here, right? And this monitoring interval should be approximately the minimum threshold that Uptime Robot provides us is of 5 minutes. So what we have seen here is that glitch apps fall asleep after 5 minutes. So this 5 minute is a threshold here. Even if 5 minute is there, so it's good, right? We can, in fact, in every 5 minute, that robot will just ping the glitch server, and our app will be up and alive. So that's the thing which I wanted to show you, right? Which I wanted to show you as a bypass to your downside of glitch. In fact, Replit also has the same downside. The Replit's app, I suppose they fall asleep after 1 hour of inactivity. So that's it. And you can get a total of 1,000 project hours per month, which includes editing and usage. Yes, so the project hours will be limited to 1,000 per month. So yeah, this is a downside. I mean, your app, if suppose you are keeping it up for 24/7, so after 1,000 hours, your app would stop automatically until obviously the next month. Not a big deal, Arya. Not a big deal. Now back to our slideshow. Okay, so building with Node.js and Express, right? So what is Node.js and Express? Let's first understand what's Node.js and Express. So Node.js is basically nothing but Node.js is an engine, right? This engine is not something mechanical. This engine is something which helps you run a language outside an environment, right? A program, a software which helps you run a language outside an environment is called an engine. So Node.js is an engine which helps you run JavaScript outside your web browser, right? That's Node.js. It's a runtime environment that allows you to run JavaScript outside of a browser. Now, what's Express? Express is a Node.js framework. It's a Node.js library in elementary library, which helps you for creating web servers with JavaScript. So JavaScript is a cool language. You can program very powerful web servers with Express. And there are a whole lot of libraries that Node.js has, and we're going to use many of them today. So yeah, Node.js is the way to. We're going to use Node.js and Express to do our work today. Right. So this is the basic hello world Express server. So let's quickly understand this first before we deep dive into the coding stuff. Let's quickly get it done. I mean, yeah. So for the first statement here is const express equals require express. So just how we import libraries in Python or Java and other languages, this is basically an import. So what it does is it uses the express. We have created a variable named express, which is used to import the functionalities of the express library, right? Then we'll create an app. So app is an object of the express class, right? Express server. So basically we are telling this that this app which we have created, const app, this app is an express server. Just that. Port. So port is the port of your server where your app will be running. You can define it to be anything. I mean, 8888, 5050, 3000, 3333, anything greater than, I guess, 1024 it was, because before that it's reserved. So yeah, you can use it. Suppose we have used a 3000. Now, what is this? App.get /. So this / is the route, and generally a single / means the home route. So suppose my website's name is, let's say my website name is www.apiexample.com. So if I just type in the web browser www.apiexample.com, so it will by default hit my home route, and that home route is denoted by the / here, right? This / that you can see here, it denotes the home route. And get means the method which we are trying to execute on this home route. In the previous session of API 101, we covered these methods in great detail: get, post, put, and delete. So get, it makes a get request, right, on the home route, and then this request and response are obviously req and res are the request and response objects, right? So what it tells is response.send hello world. Essentially it means that whenever you get a get request, Okay, this block of code is used to tell our app that, okay, whenever you get a get request on your home route, in response, right, res.send, in response you send hello world displayed on the screen, just that, right? Good. Okay, so now the second thing is app.listen. So what this app.listen does, app.listen, what it does is it specifies the port on which our app runs, right? Let's suppose our server is suppose my server is a local host, right? I'm developing my local environment. Server is local host. So if I say local host colon 3000, that means on the port 3000 of my local host, bind this app with that 3000 port number, and then all the requests that are being sent to port number 3000, that will be caught by my app. So that's the meaning of app.listen. Port here, this is a variable port that we have defined. You pass it into the parameters port here, and this is essentially a lambda function. So whatever it says that, okay, if there is no error, then console log in the console example app listening on port number 3000. Good. Now, serving apps with server.js. Server.js is again a library which is used for serving, but you can as well serve it using the local host, so not a big deal. I mean, these slides will be available to you again, so you can get to see all this stuff. Now, yeah, so what we'll do is how to make it full stack now. Now, for making it full stack, this was our backend, just the backend, the server thing. Now you'll create an index.html. Index.html is the web page, right? It's the web page that will be rendered on the browser. That's called index.html. Now, whatever public static files are, like example CSS and stuff, whatever we need to put it in the public side, right? In the front end side, that will be in server.js, right? And will be serving our index.html file in server.js. So server.js is essentially the file which we otherwise called app.js. So it can also be called server.js, app.js, whatever you wish to. So this is your server program. In your server.file, you use app.use express.static. It means when I say app.use, what it tells the application, what it tells the express server, it tells that all your static files, express.static, all your static files are inside the public folder. Okay. Okay, I see again. This things can be a bit intimidating because we're gonna do the full throttle coding stuff, right? But there is nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to be intimidated about, because this is something or other which, being a developer, you have to do anyhow in your development career and your development journey. So why not just take the first step? And obviously, my GitHub repository I've given you. You can refer to the code there, right? There's a schema also given. So I'll also share my workspace link in Postman, so there will be no hassle as such while you're gonna implement it on your own. Now the second thing is, okay, so this is this done set, this clears it up. And yes, this line here, app.get, it means that whenever there's a get request on the home route, so what is sent in the response will send a file which is named as index.html. So this index.html will be rendered on the browser whenever there's a get request on the home route. Good. Now, Node.js plus Express apps. So how we'll do is, there's a server.js file, which is your client-side code, right? It serves your client-side code. It's a server, actual server that's gonna, interact with your app, interact with the front end, and give it, views, give it templates on the back end. This is called server.js or data, whatever stuff. Now the package.json. Package.json includes all the packages, right? Or the node modules. Node modules are the node libraries, which are working as a dependency for your apps. So that's called node modules, and metadata related to those modules. And now this third thing right here, this is an interesting thing, .env. So this .env is a file for environment variables. Now what's an environment variable? Environment variable is something which differs from environment to environment. Now what do I mean by environment here? Let's suppose my system, my computer, my PC is one environment, right? Your PC is another environment. What that means is, suppose there's an API, right? An API which charges you some cost and gives you an authentication code for using its services. So that price which I have paid, so that token will be available only to me, right? That's my environment. And suppose you have also used that API, purchased subscription from that API, and it's given you also a token. So that will be your environment variable. See the analogy here, that variable differs from my environment and your environment. So those variables, those kind of secrets, basically, because obviously if you have paid for a service, why would you simply post it, host it on GitHub and let others know that, okay, so this is your environment variable. So that's something which that's all which goes in the environment variables. Now, a point to be noted here is the server side things are all in the green color, sorry, are all in the yeah, or in the orange color. So all these orange colored files will be rendered on the server side. You won't be able to see them. And all these yellow colored files, this public index.html, script.js, these are the client side things. Right? Now, the good part, building our application. Okay, let's see where to start from. Okay, let's take a 2-minute break before we move further. Any questions up till now? Any questions, anyone, up till now? Any questions? Is it good? Are you guys following? Are we good to go? Okay, I guess yes then. Suppose. Okay, good. Right. Now, going further, going further. Yeah, this is the code that we're gonna work upon. First of all, what was our first agenda? Let's move back to our slides. Our first agenda was creating API schema and generating collection in Postman, right? So follow along. What a schema is? Schema is an outline. Schema is a blueprint of the API which we are about to create. So we'll go to Postman. Okay, okay, we'll go right here. So this is my workspace. Good evening, Shivam Jha. What I'll do is I'll create a new workspace. Screen is not visible. Okay, I'm so sorry. It should be visible now. Is it visible now? Is my screen visible now? Now it is. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is the workspace that I'm going to create, right? Our first point of order was to create the API schema. So if schema is a blueprint of your which defines your API. So we'll be going to our Postman. I'm creating a new workspace. I'll make this workspace public so that everyone can view, and you guys can also refer to it once we have finished with the session. Now let's name this workspace as APIs 103 and HackSlash. Summary is workshop API. Great. Now visibility is public. Great. Let's create it. It should take a moment. It should take a moment, not much. Well, all right. So we have our workspace created here. Okay. And now what we'll do is we'll quickly click on this button, create an API. Okay. So in this API section, yesterday we worked with the collections section, right? We directly created a collection and we directly created request in it, but that's not API first approach. That's API secondary approach. We need to create an API first. Okay, cool. We'll go to create an API. Now, the name of it, the API will be suppose article API, because I'm dealing with article data, right? So my API would be article, sorry, article API. Okay. Again, version would be, let's say, 0.1.0, whatever. And yeah, so this is an important thing, a schema type. So what type of schema you're going to define? So the thing which we're going to do today will be Open API schema, Open API configuration, uh, 3.0. Okay, so there are GraphQL, there are protobuf. This is in beta for version now. There are WSDL, RAML, but we'll be going with Open API 3.0 specifications. And schema format will be YAML because JSON is something undecipherable because we're gonna do a lot of nesting. So we'll prefer YAML, and I'm creating an API here. Now, so API is created. Now, what are the next steps that it suggests us? You can draft a schema, you can build out your API, you can add the API elements. So we'll close it, right? Our API is created. Okay. Now we'll go to this API 0.1.0 and it says view schema, right? So this view schema will take us in the definition. So it has created a basic definition for us. Postman has already created a basic definition for us, and it's this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to improvise on this definition. Now, if you will go to my GitHub repo, this one which I have shared, then you can see a schema.yaml file. Okay, so this is a schema.yaml file, and this schema.yaml file creates the schema of the API which we're gonna build today, the article API. Okay, so what I'll do is I have this this one in my local. I'll just copy this file schema.yaml. We'll be covering what all the parts of the schema are. Control A, Control C, back to Postman. We'll delete this sorry, yeah, we'll delete this duplicate one and paste our actual schema. Now we'll first, you should save it first. You should save it. It's saved. Now let's break it down. What this API schema says. This is a version, the type of the schema which we're gonna lay out today. Open API version 3. Now info, the version of the API is version 0.17.0. The title is article API, right? And yeah, the description is this is an API for managing details of a blogging website. Server, now we're going to develop on our local host, and we're going to run the app on port 3000. So the URL for the server where this API will hit will be localhost 3000. Okay, now paths will be 8 articles. So we have an articles route, right? And these are the methods in an article route. Get, so what the get methods of an article route does, it fetches all the articles. Okay, articles fetching call, it gets all the articles that we have in our database, right? Now the response code which is written, it's 200. Okay, and the schema, the articles, the types of articles returned will be this one, this component schemas article listing, this thing, right? So if we see it down here, so what this article listing is, so article listing is a collection of different, it's an array of different articles. And again, what this article is, each article is an object, right, which has two required fields, title and content. So we have two fields for an article here, title of the article, the topic, and the content. Now the properties description here, properties description being the unique topic name for each article, right? This title means the unique topic name for each article, and content is the article content. Basically the article content goes here. Now similarly, other than the get route, for the articles route, other than the get request, we have the post request here. So this post request is basically used to add an article, to append an article to our database, and the responses returned are 201, resource created, article added. Okay, the delete route, the delete request on this home article route, it deletes all the article, right? It deletes all the article that we have in our database. Now, there's another route, an articles route followed by a particular article title. So this is what? This is a path parameter. This thing enclosed within curly braces means a path parameter. So if we want to get articles of a particular topic, so it will hit slash article title. Now what get will do here is it will get a particular topic, get an article on particular topic, right? And the parameters passed here is this article title, yeah, this one which we have given in the curly braces. There's a parameter passed here is, and the description of the parameter is the topic name, and it's a required parameter. It should be added there. It should be present in this path parameters, right? So that we can get a particular title. And the responses returned again is 200. Similarly, the put. Now the put request, what it does is, if suppose I say slash articles slash let's say what? Let's say a topic named metaverse, right? Slash articles slash metaverse, and I make a put request on that. So it what it means is fetch that article which has the article title of metaverse and update it. So for updating, you should also give a body. So the request body is an article, right? Which has a schema as same as an article, and that schema is title and content, right? So see how the things are related here. Now that serves the put thing, and now the delete which we have for that article particular slash article id. So it will delete that particular article with that article topic. That article will be deleted, right? And it's a required. I mean, this obviously you'll have to give what article are you going to delete. The required is true here. And 204 means resource updated or article is deleted. Now these are the components, I mean the schemas that we were defined. One is article listing, the array of articles, and another is the article itself, right? So what type of article we are we defining? So this is it. Now we are done with the schema. Now let's generate a collection out of the schema. So for generating a collection, what we'll be generating is we'll be generating an API documentation, and we won't be generating the mock server. Because mock server is something which is used to basically populate your front end when there is no backend logic available, but we have the backend logic available also. So we'll be going with that. We'll just create API documentation, and our collection will be named as, let's say, article API test, right? And we'll generate the collection. Okay, now the collection is generated. Now when we'll go to this collections tab here, we have the collection generated here, right? And the articles, we have this articles route, and there's another route called article title with a parameter. So see, we have for the articles route, we have three function: get, post, delete. And for article title, we have three functions: get, put, and delete, right? Because see, when we have to post an article, we can post it directly from the home route. But for updating an article, we need a particular article title which has to be updated. So get, put, delete in this article title, and for article we have overall get, post, and delete. Now, if you go to any of this, suppose on this article route, I go to this get request. So base URL you can see here localhost 3000. But what happen if I click on send? Let's see what happens. What says it? Could not send request, right? Error connect. So what does it mean? It means that my server is not up and running. My localhost service has not started yet. So whom will it request to? It has no one to make a request to, because my localhost server is not yet up. Now the second thing is, for Postman, when you are using Postman web, right? When you are using Postman web and you want to make request to your local machine, for that you need to download something called Postman Agent. This thing right here, right? This Postman Agent is something that must be downloaded. So Postman Agent is just a 60 to 70 MB file program which helps you connect the Postman web to your local machine so that you can make request to the local host. Now this thing up till here it's understood to everybody, is it? Post is missing there. No, post should not. I mean, which code are you talking about, Anshu? Which code? The schema or the app.js code? Which one? Yeah, we have get here. We have post here. See, this is visible. I hope this post we have here inside the articles route. Post is there. Okay, so yeah, what about it? What about it? We have finished with our API first thing. We have we have created the schema and we have generated a collection out of it. Now you can see that it's not responding now because our local host is not started. We need to run our program now. Now we'll go to that running the program thing. Okay, so up till this Postman part, any put? Okay, put is also there. Put should be there. Yep, see, we have put here. This one. Inside /article/article title. For a particular article only, we need to update it, right? We can't update all the article at once. So we are using put request with inside which route? Inside /article/article title. Inside that we are using put. Got it? Is it visible, Anshu? Okay, other than that, guys, is there any confusion in this part which we have covered up till now, right? This one, generating our then generating this awesome collection here from our API schema. This again, this schema is the only place, only source of truth for an API. There's nothing above in schema, okay, and there's nothing below the schema. Okay, great, great. Anshu has got it. Now, any other doubts? Anyone? Anything lingering in your mind before we move to the coding stuff? Understanding the code, I mean, code is already there, you have got it also, the GitHub repository, the just understanding the code is left now, what our code does and nothing else. Okay, so no further doubts, I guess. Great, great. Let's start with the coding stuff then, why not? So this is our schema, and this is our app.js, which is the basic server that's connected to our database. Now for the database, what we'll be using is we'll be using the MongoDB local client, right? MongoDB local client. And you need to open up your command prompt. This first statement is nothing insignificant. I'm just turning off my Anaconda environment, this Anaconda prompt. So, okay. Now what we'll do is we'll simply type Mongo. But again, the first thing to be understood is you should have MongoDB local client installed in your machine. Just go to MongoDB, click on Windows, distribution for Windows, and it will install. The setup will be installed. Follow the wizard. It's a very easy step, right? It will install it in your local machine, and then simply go to the command line and type Mongo. So if you type Mongo, what happens is MongoDB has port number 27017, 27017. Port number is reserved for Mongo connections. So when you type Mongo and press enter, it essentially starts up the MongoDB database on port number 27017. Okay. So we don't have to touch it now. It started and it's listening for all the requests on the database. We'll simply minimize it. Now we'll open terminal, another terminal. Now we'll do cd desktop, right? And I'll cd to first API, right? Now, but before going to cd first API, what I would want you is what I would do is I'll create a new folder, right? I'll just show you how to configure Node.js and npm in your folder before starting with the Node.js and Express coding. So we'll quickly create a new folder here, right? Folder named let's say API 103, right? And then we'll go back to our terminal. I guess yes, this is our terminal right here. Sorry, and then we'll cd into API 103. Now we're in the API 103. Now what just you need to do is npm. Npm means node package manager. Node package manager is just like pip, which use in Python for installing Python libraries. That's the same thing with npm, node package manager. What we'll do is simply write npm init and give a flag of -y. So -y, what it does is it automatically accepts everything which options npm asks you to do. I'll click on enter, right? So now my node package manager has been installed in my directory named API 103. Now what I'll do is I'll quickly create an app.js file. In this API 103, I'll open it with VS Code and I'll quickly create an app.js file. So what this app.js file basically is, it's my server file, right? It's my all my server code will go in here. I'll go back to the terminal and I'll install a few packages which we're gonna require, which we're gonna need in this project. So as you can see, what all packages we have. So how do you identify what packages, what dependencies you have in your code? You simply search for this require keyword. So whatever which with what whichever package with whichever string you have this require keyword, that means all these are packages. .env is a package, Express is a package, body parser is a package, EJS is a package, and Mongoose is a package. Now this commented line is Mongoose encryption that I have done for encrypting the database. You can in your local machine you can fork my repository, clone it, right? And then you can uncomment this thing and comment this thing, and then you'll be good to what, good to encrypt your databases too. Then your then your content, the article content will be encrypted while being stored in the database. You need to decrypt it back before rendering it again in your front end. But for the sake of simplicity for this session, we'll not be encrypting that thing right now. Okay, so we'll require Mongoose, and then this familiar statement, right? Will make an app which is an Express server, right? App equals Express. So how will you require? Before requiring, you need to install all these packages in your in your folder, right? In your project. So this the project which I have made just now, API 103, and I have initialized npm in it. I'll quickly me I'll quickly install all this, right? npm, sorry, npm. Is my screen visible? Yeah, it should be visible now. I'm so sorry. This is the first command which we ran, npm init -y, and which now we are running npm I, whatever package we need. Let's suppose the first package we need is Mongoose, then comes Express, then comes .env, right? And what were the others? Yeah, express.env, EJS, and body parser. So EJS isn't something which you actually require for this project. I mean, you can as well comment, because see, this is not highlighted there, so this is not used. This was for some other project that I was intending to make, but you can as well comment it out. You don't require EJS. What we require is body parser. So okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, .env and body. You need to type the names exactly as they are mentioned in the Node Package Manager library community. So that exact name you should type, body parser, and I'll press enter. See, these are the packages being installed. First is Mongoose, second is Express, then .env, and then body parser, right? And yeah, so these apps are now, these libraries are now installed in my folder API 103. Now what I can do is I can go to this API 103 app.js of mine, and I can now require all. I can now write all these statements, require Express, Mongoose, body parser, whatever, and so that what happens is now I can use these libraries inside my project. Now one by one we'll see what each of this library does, right? First is .env. This .env library is used for configuring environment variables. As I told you a bit earlier, .env, this .env, I have nothing so special in it, so you can see it. This .env is a place which holds all your secrets. And how will you use that secret without actually using it directly, the value in your app.js? You'll use this .env library, right? .env.config. And now suppose, see, this is I see this I've used here, process.env.secret. It means go to the .env file and fetch out my secret here. So what's my secret here? My secret is this, the way it should be encrypted. So basically this was a salt which was added for encrypting my database, but since you have no use for encryption now, so you can comment it. Now the second thing is Express, obviously the very big name today, the thing which we're going to use, Express server scripting. Body parser. Body parser is a library which is used to parse the incoming body data, right? Which is used to parse the incoming data, the submitted data from the front end into the back end. That is called body parser. And Mongoose. Now we are using the MongoDB database. See, like in this terminal, I have ran this command mongod. Where was it? Where was it? Yeah, this command I ran mongod. Let me zoom in. This is the command which I ran mongod, and it started my MongoDB. Okay, it started my MongoDB server on port 20,017 27017. Now what I will do is to visualize the database. I have something else installed, and that's called Robo3D. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Robo3D. It's a cool thing again, Robo3D. It makes a connection on this localhost 27017. As I told you, MongoDB uses this one. So I'll connect to it and see. Now I have all my databases available to me, right? So suppose this is the wiki. How you can create a new database? Simply right click and see create database. This is the way you can create a new database. I'm using this WikiDB, and for new collection, you can inside a collection. It's basically a table. So the collection which we are using today is articles collection. So we have created right click on collections, create collection, and you can create users collection, whatever collection you require. So this is the articles collection which we're going to use today. Our database table. Database is WikiDB and table is articles, right? So what happens now is whatever changes are made to our MongoDB databases, all changes can be visualized in a good user interface in this Robo3D. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here is app dot this const app equals express, starting a new app server. And now app dot set view engine as EJS. You don't need this thing because we are not dealing with front end. Okay. By the way, this means that we are using EJS as our view engine for rendering our front end pages. Now, this is something which you need app dot use body parser. So body parser, what this command tells our server is whatever data is being sent you from the body, from the incoming front end, that is in the form of URL encoded. This is a very important thing. You might have heard about other terms also called JSON. So what is JSON? JSON is JavaScript object notation, which we heard about in the previous workshop, right? API 101. So how does URL encoded differs from JSON? JSON actually preserves the data type. If suppose a data type of mine in JSON is integer, so in my backend also, whenever the data will be arrived, that will be integer. But for URL encoded, it arrives as a string. Whatever data you send from the front end, it arrives as a text or a plain text. Basically, that's URL encoded. So this means that it asks the app, that body parser, to parse any data which, sorry, comes from front end in the form of URL encoded values, right? So this command here. And then app.use express.static public, all my static files, like my images, like my emojis, right? Like the CSS which will be applied to the front end, all that stuff will go into the public folder. So we need to create a public folder also here. If it was something like some CSS which we had, some front end which we had index and .html and CSS file, so that will go inside. Let's say styles.css will create, right? So this is where our CSS will go. So this is saying u means undragged, because I have initialized a Git repository here in this folder, but we don't need it. This is something just to show you guys what the things are. Now, how to set up the database? What is Mongoose? Another thing which we required here was Mongoose. Mongoose is a library which helps you to use your MongoDB database very easily in JavaScript language, right? Mongoose is a library which has commands which makes interacting with MongoDB database easier in JavaScript. So that's Mongoose. Now, what we are, first command for setting up the database, what we are giving is mongoose.connect MongoDB at localhost 2717 with the WikiDB database. So as we saw here in Robo 3T, the database which we're going to use is this WikiDB. So we are basically saying that the database which we want to connect is at localhost 27017. We want to connect at WikiDB database, right? And use new URL parser is as true. So URL parser, that basically means is this URL has to be parsed in the newer format, which is understandable by JavaScript, nothing else. Now, the cool thing here is the article schema. So you remember that schema which we defined, in that API schema, we also defined that article schema, what all the required fields, the article, the title, and the content. Same schema we have to define in code now, right? That we need to define a code that what will be the article schema that Mongoose will be using for our this database. So schema will be title, which has data type of string, and content, which has data type of string again. Now, article, and what an article will be? An article will be a Mongoose model, right? Which will have the name of article. This article will be basically the collection. It creates the collection, right? It creates a table in our WikiDB database. This articles table, which you saw here, this is being created with this command. What it does is it converts this string into plural form. Article, if I pass, it changes to articles. If I pass, suppose a hospital, it changes into hospitals. So this is the collection created, articles collection. And what data will be going to the articles creation? This article schema data. This data, all the data which has a title and a content, both of data type string, will be going into my articles table of the WikiDB database. Good. Database setup ends here. Now we'll go to the routing logic. And again, before moving to the routing logic, I would take a moment or two to see whether or not you guys are clear with what we are saying, what we are doing here. Okay, so if someone gets a secret from the code, what will he be able to access your entire database? Well, see, what we do is, so this secret is actually not deployed. When you see my repository here, you see that .env file which you have seen here in my Visual Studio Code. this .env file, you can see that .env file is missing from my repository, right? This .env file is not present. Why is it not present? Because there is one file named git ignore, right? This is the git ignore file. What a git ignore file means is, git ignore file means that you list all your files in .git ignore which are to be ignored while while committing to the GitHub, right? Git ignore means that what all files need to be omitted while making a GitHub commit. So as you can go down here, I have listed this .env, .env, development local, test local, production local. All these .envs are omitted, are present in git ignore. That means when I do git commit, when I commit this whole folder into GitHub, this .env will be omitted. And where is my secret? It's in .env, right? So it will be of no use and I'll be safe. Good? Got it? Yes, I suppose. Okay, now we'll be going to our next thing. Yeah, so that sums it up. Now, yeah, we'll go to the API logic now, the routing logic. Sorry, where was it? Yes, we'll go to the routing logic now. So for the articles route, right? This is the articles route, and for the articles route, what we have the get function first. We have the get function first, as we defined there in the schema. What this get function will do, it will find all the articles. Article.find means basically find all the articles that you have in your articles, what in your articles table. In your articles table, whatever articles are there, you need to find them. And if there is an error, send me the if there is no error, sorry, if not error, then send me the found article. Else, send nothing, send the error. Now there's a post function. What it does is it creates a new article, right? New article, and what this new article contains, the request.body.title. So what happens is this new article of mine will create two fields. Will have two fields, the title and a content. And what will be assigned to a title? The thing that's being assigned to the title is the in my request, whatever data I am sending for posting, right? So I have a request body also with that data. If I'm making a post request, I'll have a request body also, right? So what I'm saying is ki request body, what in that sorry, yeah, in that request body, what my title field is, that title will be stored to title. And in the incoming request body, whatever my content field contains, that will be stored to the content, and that will be my new article. And now what second step will be, this new article dot save this new article to my existing database and send back me the status code 201. 201 means resource added. Okay. Third one is delete. So for that home route articles, what we had in delete, we had that delete many, deletes all, deletes everything, deletes all the article. If you hit delete request in this articles route, it will delete everything, right? And if it's okay, if there's no error, it will send you the status code 200, okay, deleted, or else it will send you the status code of 405, bad request. Now, for the second route, what we had was articles followed by a parameter of article title, a particular topic which was given to the article, right? So app.route slash article slash article title. Now this article title has a colon in front of it. So what this colon tells JavaScript is, when JavaScript sees this colon, right, in this route thing, so it understands that, okay, this thing after the colon is a parameter, is a path parameter, right, is a variable. So that understands by the article title that is a variable if I put a colon here. Now, if in this route I make a get request, it will find one article where the title of the article is the request.params.article title. Whatever parameter, right, whatever article title parameter is coming from the request, that article it will find and show me, right? If it is found, then send the found article, else send the error. Simply the put function in this route, what it will do is it will find and update that article which has a title equal to request.params.article title. Whatever article title we have supplied in the parameters, that will be found. And for updating, so we have covered put and patch yesterday, if you remember. So what's the difference between put and patch? Put means you need to give whole data again for putting in the place of the older data. But patch means you can just update a particular piece of that data. So what we are implementing here is put. So if we're implementing put here, we need in the request.body, right? We need to give both title also, and in the request.body, we need to give the content also. because both of these title and content will again be updated in the existing article with this article title parameter which we have supplied here. If there's no error, send the status code 200, status code 200, right? Or okay, it should not be 200, it should be 204 status code. It means article updated, and else send an error. Now this is patch. This patch I have commented. It's an interactive step for you guys. You can uncomment it and try this patch route patch request also. For this patch, you can see here it will find one update the title, right? Which article, whatever title we have given, that article will be found, right? And it will just set the request dot body. It will do no changes to the article title. So in the incoming request, you just have to provide the body, the content, right? Whatever changes is there. Dollar set means whatever changes is there. If there's a change in title, update the title. If there's a change in body, update just the body. If there's a change in both, update both. That's it. Okay. Now there's a delete function for this route /article/article title. So what we defined in the schema earlier, that for this route the delete function will delete only just, it will delete one, right? Delete one article where the title matches incoming parameters article.title. If yes, then it sends okay. If not, then it sends the error. And finally, we'll bind this app to listen on port 3000 of our local host, and console log, that's a server, is started on port 3000. Okay. Now, the cool part is to execute it. So before execution, what we'll do is, see, now for execution, you can simply say node space app.js. But what is the fault here in node space app.js is, the fault lies that if there are changes, in your app, if there are changes in your server, so you have to restart the server again for the changes to propagate. But there is a cool library named Nodemon. Nodemon is a library which is just something same as glitch or replit, right? It basically updates on the go. Whenever you hit save, the whole server is updated and the changes are propagated. So you need to install Nodemon also in your project. What I'll do is npm install Nodemon, Nodemon. Great, great, great. It installs Nodemon. And now if I have to run my server, I'll write Nodemon space app.js. But it won't work here. Why it won't work here? Because we're in this API 103. This is the newer one which we created. I need to move to what? I need to move to this first API, which I'm coding right now inside, right? So I'll cd back to my desktop. Okay, sorry. Okay, and then I'll cd into first API, right? And now inside first API, I'll run Nodemon app.js. It says server started on port 3000. Now our server is ready on port 3000. Now where we left off, right? Where we left off in this API schema thing, after generating the collection, what we said that after generating the collection, we said that okay, now our base URL is ready, localhost, but our base URL is not yet active. So we went back to the coding stuff to activate our base URL. And now that our base URL is active and it's listening for request, let's do it. If I click on the send request, the get request on this articles route, what it will do, it will return me the articles found. So as you can see in my database, I have one testing. I was doing testing in the afternoon. So this is a testing article which we have present in our database with title hey there and content equals testing 123. See, it's a response return. Great, great. Now if I'll change this route to post. So as you can see, this post is inside what is in the articles route, right? Post inside articles route. Now for post, I need to provide a body, and my body will be this one, URL encoded. Because if you remember, what we did was in that body parser of ours, we said that whatever incoming data is, it's in the URL encoded format. So we give the data, we need to give the data in URL encoded. Okay. What's the issue? The response, I don't know what to explain. Okay, it's no big deal. So if in this format we say that whatever article we are trying to post, it has two required fields, title and content. We'll give the key as title, and let's say the title will be MLOps, suppose. And key, again, second key will be content. Content will be ML Ops is an awesome thing. And what I'll do is I'll send the request. Good. It says me created. Status code 201. 201 means resource added. Now, how to visualize that the change has been made with my database or not? I'll go to Robo3D. I'll run this command. Right. I'll run this again, and voila. Title MLOps, content MLOps is an awesome thing. So as you can see, this post is also working. Now, third which we have is delete. If I'll delete on this articles route itself, if I'll delete, so what my delete was doing in the articles route, it was deleting everything, right? So I don't need body for this delete request. I'll simply send delete and it says okay. And if you go again back to the database and run it, so all your articles are gone, because what my delete was doing in the home route, it was deleting everything, right? It's all deleted. Now we'll be experimenting with the particular route. So before experimenting with a particular route, we need to post, we need to enter some article, right? So suppose we'll post this one only, MLOps. MLOps is an awesome thing, right? We have posted this, and now let's check. Okay, it's there. MLOps is an awesome thing. Now what I'll do is I'll go to this route / MLOps. Okay, this is what my path parameter, article title. The title of the topic of my article is MLOps. And what all data do we have inside this thing here, right? Okay, I'm sorry, this should be MLOps here. Okay. And now if we want to get that particular article on MLOps, we'll make request to this one, a get request to this base URL article / the article topic. And if I click on send, see, you have this article returned which has title equals MLOps, right? So this is working. Now we want to update this, right? So I'll go to this one, I'll go to this request, and see our article title will be changed again to MLOps. This variable needs to be changed, right? Visual article now. If what I need to give is, I need to give it a body. My body will be what? My body will be in the form of URL encoded, and key will be title. See, because we are giving a put request, so I need to give the title and the content both again. If I was using a patch request, so if I gave only title, only that title would have been changed, right? If I gave only content, only content would be changed. If I gave both would be changed. But we are using put, so we need to give both of them every time. So title will be, let's say, MLOps 2, right? And key will second key will be content, the updating thing. And this content this time will be, let's say, what an awesome job. And I'll click on send. See, it says okay. Now how to verify whether my see, now I had just one single data in my database, so how to verify whether that data has been changed or not? Go to Robo3D, right? And run this again, and now you can see it's MLOps 2, and content is what an awesome job. You can also visualize it from here. You can go to your articles route, right? Articles fetching call. Delete this one because this is a base URL and we don't need anything here. Change it to a get request and click on send. Yes. So you have one thing, one article here, MLOps 2, title, and content will be what an awesome job. Now if you need to delete that, so suppose I'll create one more, just in case. I'll create one more. I'll create one article named with title named say simple. One is MLOps 2, and this is MLOps now, right? Content will be hey there, I am cool. Okay, and I click on send. So I have one more data point created. If I go and refresh it again, see I have two data. One was MLOps 2 title field, and second had okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, I gave it in the parameters. It should not be in the parameters. Oh my god. It should be in the body. Sorry, it should be in the body. You are encoded. The key should title would be. So these are the things, right? These are the things which you get to understand, which you get to work upon while you do the dirty job. Just simply going there and seeing what APIs are, right? Creating basic requests, that doesn't serve any purpose. Real purpose is served when you exactly know how to use this powerful platform of Postman, how to use this powerful technology of APIs when you are working in the development environment. This trial and error thing. Second will be content. Hey there, I am cool, right? Now it should work. Yes, now it's working. Okay, so we have here MLOps. Hey there, I am cool. I'll be deleting this one. Really not needed. And run it again. Okay, so first one is having title MLOps 2. Second one is having title MLOps. Now what we'll do is we'll delete that article which was having title MLOps 2. So how will we do that? We'll go to this article title route, right? /article /article title and go to the delete one. So what it deletes now? It deletes that article which has this title equal to the article title which was transferred in the request parameters. If suppose I'm transferring MLOps 2, so it will delete that article which has the title MLOps 2. And when I'll click send, it says OK. How to verify? Go to Robot 3T, click on OK. It says, voila, article deleted. Just you have one left now, MLOps. And how to also verify it from Postman. Go to your articles fetching route, right? Body none. And base/base / articles, click on send. Okay. So you have just one article left in your database now. Cool. Good thing. Yes. So that sums up our session. Back to our PPT. Right? So this was where we left off. Building our application. Now the second part is your turn. Now what I want you to do is, as a blogger, you have to make your web app, to have authentication and sign in implemented in it, right? So I told about encryption. Now is a good time to use encryption here. What you can do is you can create a password field, right? And you can encrypt that password for a user. So you can implement login. So a user, whenever a password username is entered and the password is entered, so you can go to a database, you can decrypt the password there and check whether the entered password is same. And then you can log in the user to to just post an article. Without logging in, he or she would not be able to post the article. That can be done. So you'll have to remix the demo app, right? Update the code so that it allows the user to sign in with OAuth 2.0 or basic any local login and logout strategy into the web apps and post articles. Without logging in, they won't be able to post. How to get started? Fork this collection of mine and follow the instructions. These instructions, right, which were laid out into you. And for going further, what you can do is you can deploy this on Glitch. You can deploy it on any server. Heroku are there, and n number of servers are there. You can edit the front end by creating styles.css and index.html. You can create a good form there, right? Good form which has article title and article content, 2 fields, and a submit button. So when you click that submit button, it hits your which route? Post route of /articles. So that whatever data which you have entered in the form of index.html, that will be stored in your database. That can be done. Second will be experimenting with your own API schemas and databases. So just like the API schemas which we have created now, you have that API schema available, right? You have your code available, your my workspace available to you. So you can create your copy of schemas from that. You can see my collections that I have made. You can work on mock servers. You can learn what mock servers are, right? And along with your workspace, along with the backend code bases. Now, how to share your learning? So again, Postman and HackSlash, we are very much interested, to give out the learners who are interested in these things, our workshop of ours, right? And as for that, we will be giving out swags, right? Now, how to actually win that swags? For that, what you need to do is you need to just share your learnings and the workspaces link on your social media. Workspaces which will be implementing API schemas, right? Collections generated from the API schema and documentation also generated from it, right? And the working code, right? The code which I have made, you need to make anything. You can make anything. You can make restaurants, you can make hospitals, or you can make bus stations. So we had an API fest, just a few days ago, and there were an awesome number of APIs. I mean, we were literally, we are at loss of words. I mean, to see the innovation that people can just bring in by API development. So, and share your workspace links and your GitHub links along with your learnings in the social media like LinkedIn or wherever, and tag me. If you're sharing on LinkedIn, tag me Shivam Jha, right? Tag Postman with hashtag Postman Student, hashtag @get Postman, hashtag Postman API, and also tag the HackSlash Club, right? HackSlash Developers Club, and so that we can track all the posts that are going up, and the best one, the best workspaces that we nominate will be receiving a swag from Postman. And yes, that was it. Now you can also continue learning as a Postman Student Expert. So Postman Student Expert is basically a guided lab along with a small test series, right? You'll have to You'll have to make more sophisticated requests in Postman, right? You'll editing document for your collection. You write basic testing scripts, like automated testing scripts, and you'll learn to pass data between two of your collections and all the advanced stuff there. And after Postman Student Expert, you can also leverage up, and you can go to the Postman Student Leader program, right? You can be a Postman Student Leader phase at a college. And yeah, the form for Postman Student Expert again will be shared with you right after the session. I mean, I can share it just now. I'll be sharing just a moment. And now we'll start with the Q&A session. Now the platform is open for Q&A, and I'll be stopping my screen share for now, right? I'm stopping my screen share for now, and yeah, the platform is open for Q&A. Now, any question that you might have can be put in the chat section, and yeah, we can get over with it now. Yep. Any questions? Any questions that you might have? Meanwhile, I'll add Achal back to the stream. Achal, hi. How was the session?
Hey, hi Shivam. It was amazing. And I'm sure all those who followed up, would have definitely learned a lot. And they definitely got to learn about, actual hands-on practice of how exactly they can, code an API and then how exactly they can work with it. So it was really amazing. Apart from that, Shivam, I don't know why I'm unable to, share. I think it is something, right, that
Yeah.
apart from moderators, no one can actually share the links, right? So I was sharing it, but meantime, I realized that it is not actually, getting reflected here. So what you
Yeah.
can do is I have already shared them in the private chat. Maybe you can directly go and add them, because one thing that I think I would definitely advise you all to join in, that is Postman Student Community Discord, because we have a lot of things going on here. So as Shivam was recently talking about, he just now talked about like the API Fest, which was a very very big blast. So of course all these events, all these fest, which actually enable all the API tech enthusiasts to learn about APIs and get real life example as well. So you can definitely join in the Discord, and of course you will get to learn a lot, you will get a lot of chances, you will have a lot of fun, you will also get few chances to get your hands on some amazing postman swag. So yeah, you can definitely join in. And of course I think Shivam, you really rocked the stage, so yeah, kudos.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, guys, we have shared this this link of ours, the Postman Student Program link, right? And yeah, we'll also share this. It goes into the chat. Yes, this is the link for the workspace which was used today. Link to the workspace, right? Click on this link. Since it's a public workspace, simply going to this link, it will be visible to you guys, right? This link here, copied from HTTPs up till the E5. So post it on a browser, and it will open up my workspace which I use now. You can see the API schema that I have built, my APIs, and the collections which I have generated out of it, and my documentation as well. So you can use it as a starting point for that. And apart from that, again, I'll just once more share the code base used for this, so that both the things are together at one place. Yeah, this is the workspace, and this is the GitHub repository for all the code. And so yeah, this was an awesome experience. This was an awesome experience, interacting with you guys. And in fact, it's not a lot of times that we have had an API 103 workshop, and this conducting this workshop in itself was a great learning for me as well. Thank you so much again to the awesome HackSlash community for providing me with this platform, right? And thank you, Achal, for giving me your time, right, to brainstorm with me here, and take up this awesome questions in the chat. Thank you, the audience, especially the audience here were a good sport, and the enthusiasm which you showed while following, right? In fact, the questions asked were all, I mean, amazing, amazing. No words for that. So yeah. uh,
Yeah, awesome. I can see one question maybe, I think, right, that someone is actually asking what exactly is the role of
Other
student
roles
expert,
as
right?
a student
Yeah,
expert.
so basically, just a very quick, again, clarity that student expert is a training, not exactly a role, because it actually enables you to get a hands-on practice on what exactly, the basics of Postman, how exactly you can use it, how exactly you can work with it. So it is not a role, but of course, once you get it, you can definitely add, it definitely adds a lot of value to your resume, and you can share it across LinkedIn and wherever you want. So it definitely adds on a lot of value, but apart from that, it is not a role or a designation, but yeah, it is more sort of a training, which if you complete, it definitely, holds a greater value.
Yep. Okay, so I had one form, Postman Student Expert Program. Just a minute.
Shivam, by the way, the link which we shared, right, the student program, once they visit it, they will already be able to see all the programs mentioned there. So they will be able to apply for it.
Great, great, great. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, but so did Ali share with me the link for the student expert certification? Yeah, it was shared
No,
actually. It was shared actually. I can.
you might want to check your Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll at once spin it up. So this student expert certification form is also something which we're gonna share in this chat section right now, right? You can just directly visit it there, and yeah, let me check my mail. Okay, yep, got it. Okay, so there goes the link, right, in the chat section. So this is the link for registering in the Postman Student Expert Program. All the audience right here, you can register from this form. You can go to this form. This I've shared this link. I'll also mention it in the description of this video while editing after the live stream ends, right? And obviously it will be available in the live chat for always, so that you can go to this link and register for the Postman Student Program. As soon as you register, you will receive a follow back mail, right? You will receive a follow up mail regarding the further steps necessary for your Postman Student Expert certification. So there goes. Right, and the slides would be shared in the description as well as on the HackSlash Discord community. So if anyone could quickly drop our Discord server invite for the HackSlash club. Yeah, it's already there. It's already there. Okay, no, it's for the Postman student community. Uh, I mean, Srijan, are you there? I'll just Okay, I guess if it's not available now, it will be mentioned in the description. Obviously, description is something that will be available post the event also. So yes, so that sums it up. And once again, thank you all for this awesome session, for being an awesome audience. Right, since it was even for me first time taking this session, so I was a bit nervous delivering this talk, but the audience right here, again, this audience is something which I can look up to, for inspiring me also to be delivering this and starting right from the beginning towards the end with the awesome responses which I've shown. Thank you all for joining the session. Thank you all for coming with us. Right, thank you Machal for being here, being a wonderful guest here today with my event, and inspiring me. Thank you Srijan, and for being a wonderful moderator and helping me out. Thank you HackSlash Club for providing me such a wonderful platform to conduct this session, to give out a good talk. And yes, with that, we would like to take your leave, and all the resources we have already been shared in the chat will also be included in the description for this video, as well as the video which is available of API 101 workshop, which happened day before yesterday, available again on Hackslash NIT Patna YouTube playlist. So it will be shared there also. And yeah, so yeah, good. So there's the Discord server shared for HackNITP and Hackslash Developers Club. So yes, with that, we'll take your leave, and anticipating your presence in our future ventures, and anticipating you to see at HackSlash Club and at Postman. and be a part of a wonderful community, no doubt. Thank you all. Thank you then. Thank
Have
you,
a good
Anshul.
day,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye
Yeah.
bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.